Hello students, today we are going to study the second chapter of civics of class 7th, that is role of the government in health. So let's start with this chapter. Now in a democracy, people expect the government to work for their welfare. This could be through the provision of education, health, employment, housing or the development of roads, electricity etc. So students, in this chapter we will examine the meanings and problems related to health. So let's start with the first topic, that is what is health. We can think of health in many ways. Health means our ability to remain free of illness and injuries. But health isn't only about disease. Apart from disease, we need to think of other factors that affect our health. For example, if people get clean drinking water or a pollution free environment, they are likely to be healthy. On the other hand, if people do not get adequate food to eat or have to live in cramped conditions, they will be prone to illness. All of us would like to be active and in good spirits in whatever we may be doing. It isn't healthy to be dull, inactive, anxious, or scared for long stretches of time. We all need to be without mental strain. All of these various aspects of our lives are a part of health. If we talk about healthcare in India, in order to prevent and treat illness, we need appropriate healthcare facilities such as health centers, hospitals, laboratories for testing, ambulance services, blood banks, etc., that can provide the required care and services that patients need. In order to run such facilities, we need health workers, nurses, qualified doctors, and other health professionals who can advise, diagnose, and treat illness. We also need the medicines and equipments that are necessary for treating patients. These facilities are required to take care of us. India has a large number of doctors, clinics, and hospitals. The country also has considerable experience and knowledge in running a public healthcare system. This is a system of hospitals and health centers run by the government. It has the ability to look after the health of a large section of its population scattered over hundreds of thousands of villages. Moreover, there has been a phenomenal advancement in medical sciences whereby many new technologies and treatment procedures are available in the country. However, the health situation in our country is not very good. With all the positive developments, we are not able to provide proper healthcare facilities to people. This is the paradox, something that is contrary to what we would expect. Our country has the money, knowledge, and people with experience, but cannot make the necessary healthcare available to all. Now, very often, a question is asked that why we pay taxes to the government. Government uses tax money for providing many public services for the benefit of all citizens. Some services such as defense, police, judicial system, highways etc. benefit all citizens. Otherwise, the citizens cannot organize these services for themselves. Taxes fund development programs and services such as education, healthcare, employment, social welfare, vocational training, etc., required for needy citizens. Tax money is utilized for relief and rehabilitation in case of natural disasters such as floods, earthquakes, tsunami, etc. Space, nuclear, and missile programs are also funded from the revenues collected as taxes. Government provides some services especially for the poor who cannot afford to purchase them from the market. One example is the healthcare. Now, healthcare in India is roughly divided up into two categories, that is, public health services and private health services. Let's first talk about public health services. The public health services is a chain of health centers and hospitals run by the government. They are linked together so that they cover both rural and urban areas and can also provide treatment to all kinds of problems from common illness to special services. At the village level, there are health centers where there is usually a nurse and a village health worker. They are trained in dealing with common illness and work under the supervision of doctor at the primary health center, which are commonly known as PHCs. Such a center covers many villages in a rural area. At the district level is the district hospital that also supervises all the health centers. Large cities have many government hospitals and also specialized government hospitals. The health service is called public for many reasons. In order to fulfill its commitment of providing health care to all citizens, the government has specially established these hospitals and health centers. Also, the resources needed to run these services are obtained from the money that we, the public, pay to government as taxes. Hence, such facilities are meant for everyone. One of the most important aspects of the public health system is that it is meant to provide quality health care services either free or at a low cost so that even the poor can seek treatment. Another important function of public health is to take action to prevent the spread of diseases such as TB, malaria, jaundice, cholera, diarrhea, chikungunya, etc. This has to be organized by the government with the participation of people, otherwise, it is not effective. According to our constitution, it is the primary duty of the government to ensure the welfare of the people and provide healthcare facilities to all. The government must safeguard the right to life of every person. If a hospital cannot provide timely medical treatment to a person, it means that this protection of life is not being given. It is the duty of the government to provide the necessary health services, including treatment in emergency situations. Hospitals and medical staff must fulfill their duty of providing the necessary treatment. Now let's talk about private health facilities. There is a wide range of private health facilities that exist in our country. A large number of doctors run their own private clinics. In the rural areas, one finds registered medical practitioners who are known as RMPs. Urban areas have a large number of doctors, many of them providing specialized services. There are hospitals and nursing homes that are privately owned. There are many laboratories that do tests and offer special facilities such as X ray, ultrasound, etc. There are also shops from where we buy medicines. As the name suggests, private health facilities are not owned or controlled by the government. Unlike the public health services, in private facilities, patients have to pay a lot of money for every service that they use. Today, the presence of private facilities can be seen all around. In fact, now there are large companies that run hospitals and some are engaged in manufacturing and selling medicines. Medical shops are found in every corner of the country. In India, we face a situation where private services are increasing but public services are not. What is then available to people are mainly private services. These are concentrated in urban areas. The cost of these services is rather high. Medicines are expensive. Many people cannot afford them or have to borrow money when there is an illness in the family. Some private services encourage incorrect practices to earn more. At times, inexpensive alternatives, though available, may not be used. For example, some medical practitioners are found to prescribe superfluous medicines, injections, or saline when simple medication may suffice. In fact, barely 20% of the population can afford all the medicines that they require during an illness. Hence, even for those whom one might not think as being poor, medical expenses cause hardship. It was reported in a study that 40% of people who are admitted to a hospital for some illness or injury have to borrow money or sell some of their possessions to pay for the expenses. For those who are poor, every illness in the family is a cause of great anxiety and distress. What is worse is that this situation tends to happen again and again. Those who are poor are in the first place undernourished. These families are not eating as much as they should. They are not provided basic necessities like drinking water, adequate housing, clean surroundings, etc., and therefore are more likely to fall ill. The expenses on illness make their situation even worse. Sometimes it is not only the lack of money that prevents people from getting proper medical treatment. Women, for example, are not taken to a doctor in a prompt manner. Women's health concerns are considered to be less important than the health of men in the family. Many tribal areas have few health centers and they do not run properly. Even private health services are not available. There is a little doubt that the health situation of most people in our country is not good. It is the responsibility of the government to provide quality health services to all its citizens, especially the poor and the disadvantaged. However, health is as much dependent on basic amenities and social conditions of the people as it is on the healthcare services. Hence, it is important to work on both in order to improve the health situation of our people. In 1996, the Kerala government made some major changes in the state. 40% of the entire state budget was given to panchayats. They could plan and provide for their requirements. This made it possible for a village to make sure that proper planning was done for water, food, women's development, and education. This meant that water supply schemes were checked, the working of schools and Anganwadis was ensured, and specific problems of the village were taken up. Health centers were also improved. All of this helped to improve the situation. Despite these efforts, however, some problems such as shortage of medicines, insufficient hospital beds, not enough doctors remained, and these needed to be addressed. Now, if we talk about another country, Costa Rica, and its approach to issue of health. Costa Rica is considered to be one of the healthiest countries in South America. The main reason for this can be found in Costa Rican constitution. Several years ago, Costa Rica took a very important decision and decided not to have an army. This helped the Costa Rican government to spend the money that the army would have used on health, education, and other basic needs of the people. The Costa Rican government believes that a country has to be healthy for its development and pays a lot of attention to the health of its people. The Costa Rican government provides basic services and amenities to all Costa Ricans. For example, it provides safe drinking water, sanitation, nutrition, and housing. Health education is also considered very important, and knowledge about health is an essential part of education at all levels. So, students, this is it in this chapter. Do study the chapter very thoroughly, and if in case you face any problem, do ask the question in the comment section below the video. Thank you.